What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So today we're going to do a stimulus package, stimulus check update. I'm going to give you a timeline for next week as far as the skinny bill. So if you guys didn't know, Mitch McConnell, they want to go along with another skinny bill, at least bring it to the floor, vote on it, and see where it goes. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Then I'm going to talk about the reasons why they're going with this skinny bill and not looking at the 1.8 trillion. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please hit that like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. The last video got over 4,000 likes. I really appreciate that. That really helps YouTube understand, hey, people are watching this video. Let me share it with more people. So I appreciate that. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification. That way you get notified anytime we put out a video. We put out videos daily. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So let's talk about this. So Mitch McConnell, he decided right after the 1.8 trillion that the White House brought to the table, that 1.8 trillion dollar proposal, and that was turned down by Nancy Pelosi. And then Mitch McConnell jumped in and said, you know what, we're going to do another skinny bill. And this skinny bill is going to be about 500 billion. And it's going to have a lot of what the other skinny bill that they brought to the floor about a month ago. It's going to have the same things in it. And we're going to add PPP to that and maybe some liability protection. It's pretty much going to be the same thing. We're just going to vote on it again. Maybe we have some Democrats that are going to jump on board this time. That's kind of what I'm thinking. What they're thinking. I mean, at this point, I don't know what's going on. We have the White House going higher with numbers, and then we have Mitch McConnell staying steadfast with those same 500 billion or 300 billion, whatever the amount will be this time. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So Mitch McConnell, he's already indicated there's going to be 2 votes. So the first vote is going to be on Tuesday. It's going to be for the PPP program, so more funding for the PPP program. And then on Wednesday, it's going to be the rest of the package. Now, if we looked at the package before, we were looking at things like $300 for enhanced unemployment. We were looking at funding for schools. We were looking at funding for testing. And so that's pretty much it. No stimulus checks in this skinny bill. So if you thought, oh, you know what, they're going to do a piecemeal bill and we're going to get stimulus checks, no, that's not what's going to happen. Mitch McConnell's kind of explaining this like, why don't we get this stuff done while we continue to negotiate? But we kind of know how things go when it comes to politicians. They will say, yeah, we'll just get this little stuff done and then we'll continue talking. But as soon as that stuff gets done, they'll say, ooh, we got rid of that stuff, so now we don't have to negotiate this other stuff. So stimulus checks, who cares about that? Who cares about some of the other things that are in the proposals? And so that's the fear. That's why Nancy Pelosi wants to say, hey, let's do a full package. Let's not do the little piecemeal stuff, because as soon as you start getting some things done that are time sensitive, and time sensitive would be the enhanced unemployment. That's time sensitive because people aren't receiving their money right now. And so that's the big fear. So earlier today, Mitch McConnell spoke on this, and this is one of his quotes. Working families have spent months waiting for Speaker Pelosi's Marie Antoinette Act to stop. They should not have to wait any longer. So that was a quote from Mitch McConnell. And why are we even talking about this skinny bill? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. This is just an attempt, I think, for Mitch McConnell to try it again. It's not going to work. Senate Democrats have already said they're not voting for it. We know we have 53 Republican senators. So even if all of them vote for it, it's still not going to be filibuster proof. So it's going to be open for debate. So they can prolong it by a filibuster because they need 60 votes. So they're only going to get 53 at most. Last time they got 52. One Senate Republican did not vote for it. So what are they doing? They're just wasting time with this. And it's unfortunate, but what's happening and what I think is happening, this is my opinion. I want to know your comments down below, so let me know what your opinion is. But they know, and Mitch McConnell's already indicated this, that 1.8 trillion does not have support with the Senate GOP. And let me show you this quote here by Mitch McConnell. And this he said this last week when it came to the $1.8 trillion dollar package. He said, he's talking about a much larger amount than I can sell to my members. So that's Mitch McConnell saying this. He can't sell this 1.8 trillion. And so the White House is saying, and the president's saying, go big or go home. But Mitch McConnell knows he cannot get the senators on board for this. The Republican senators are not going to be on board for 1.8 trillion. And so that's why they're doing the skinny bill. Let's get something. If we can get something done, then we don't have to worry about the 1.8 trillion because we just will stop when it comes to it. We'll do these little piecemeal things and then we'll be done. and the election will be done. We'll figure out what's going to happen as far as in the future. But that's kind of their way of trying to diffuse this whole situation, diffuse the White House, right? Because now we have, and like I was saying this a couple of days ago, you have Nancy Pelosi stalling. You have the White House in a situation where they want a lot more than what the Senate Republicans want. And so you have like these three different groups. And so when you should have the Republicans all on the same page, you don't have that. So in a situation like this, it's going to be very, very hard to get something done. The White House wants to do their own thing. Senate Republicans have already said they don't want to go along with what the White House wants to do. And so the support is lacking. There's a problem there. And so until they address that issue, and I've been saying this all along, you can talk about Nancy Pelosi as much as you want, say that she's stalling and she's holding out, and she is holding out. Obviously, she's holding out for the 2.2 trillion, but you need to get something done with the Senate. That negotiation needs to happen. So Stephen Mnuchin needs to be sitting in the room with Mitch McConnell, or better yet, Mitch McConnell and the president need to be sitting in the room with Nancy Pelosi so they can all figure out how to move forward. But until that happens, we're just going to be looking at situations where the White House is going to want one thing, Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats are going to want something else, and the Senate Republicans are going to want something else, and nothing will get done. So, and they're not even close. When we talk about numbers, the White House wants 1.8 trillion, Nancy Pelosi wants 2.2 trillion, and the Senate Republicans are talking about 500 billion or 300 billion. They're not even close when it comes to the numbers. So, I mean, you might have the White House and Nancy Pelosi close, but the Senate Republicans are not close. And the Senate Republicans are the legislators. So they're the ones that are going to need to vote yay or nay on a package. So we're in a bad situation when it comes down to this whole thing. Like I said before, I don't know what's going to happen when it comes to the future of stimulus. I know that we'll see something eventually, but not before the election. And probably not soon after the election. It probably won't be until February where we'll see some type of relief. And that's a real bad situation. There could be some type of emergency stuff that happens between that time period. But right now, I mean, it just does not look right. You have too many people trying to negotiate, too many groups, and nobody really is even on board. Like the president doesn't have the power that he said to have as far as being able to wrangle up the group, wrangle up the Republicans. He doesn't have that support anymore. You saw Ben Sasse saying some negative things about the president, and he's not the only one. So you have Republicans, some Republican senators that are like, you know what, we're over this. We're going to do our own thing. And if it hurts the president, it hurts the president. That's kind of the attitude that we're seeing. Because if the president's jumping on board and say, I want 1.8 trillion, and you don't have the backing from Senate Republicans, that's a huge problem. And they're saying a lot. They're saying like, hey, we don't want to go along with what the president wants, even though it will help the president. This would help the president in a time where he needs to be helped because he's down in the polls. Nonetheless, we're not seeing anything. So we'll see where it goes. I'm going to follow it this week. We'll see how it comes out. Tomorrow, Sunday, we'll see some more information come out because usually you have the Sunday morning talk shows. So we're going to have some people come out and speak on behalf of the White House. Maybe someone speak on behalf of Mitch McConnell, or maybe Mitch McConnell speak on behalf of himself. That sounds weird. But anyway, you guys get what I'm saying. So let me know what you think about this whole thing down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. Hit that little bell notification. That way you get notified. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.